Hello everyone and welcome to the Friday night of the AED Invitational. Today we have Sister Kissers against Aneon Esports, Group B, Pizza, the second fastest lips in the West. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing very, very well. I prepped this introduction literally 2 seconds ago, but you know the story of David versus Goliath? Throw that out the window. This is Goliath versus Goliath on the Rift tonight. How was that?
I like it. Goliath versus Goliath.
I'm very excited for tonight's SmackDown on the Rift. Excited about the bands, excited about the compositions. Where's your head at as this is, LCS times 2, times 10?
Yeah, I mean, we're competing with LCS right now for viewership, right? This is prime time. This is the real Friday Night League, and I got a special place in my heart for this game. I'm going to do my best to be as unbiased as possible. This is what I consider two of the best teams in Group B going at it. I am so excited to watch this game, and we did get a little preview, by the way, guys, of the pro draft earlier. So if you're wondering why we're not reacting live to these picks, it's because we've seen the draft. We have 3 minutes in between games while a spectator delay runs through, and during that time we'll talk you through the comps, we'll talk you through the picks and what we think is going to happen.
Also, a very special shout out to the other caster casting tonight, Enigma. The very first pentakill of the AED Invitational just happened over on that stream, so make sure to check that one out as well. What is your thoughts right now? You're seeing the comps kind of unfold a little bit. Are you putting your caster prediction on this is going to be a lot of action?
I think so, man. Two big, beefy, exciting team fighting comps, right? These are two teams that want to fight each other, and I love seeing it. We get the little bit of a spoiler, get the power picks in the bot lane. We're getting Ashe versus Kate in the bot lane. We actually really haven't gotten that a lot. It is, thank you, Nundo. We'll update that real fast for you. But yeah, we haven't actually seen them go head-to-head that much. We've seen the Ashe picked after the Kate's been banned, or we've seen the bans. We've seen the ban on Kate or the Ashe, but they are the two highest presence in the tournament right now. Both of them sitting at 70% of games. There's been an Ashe or a Kate either banned or picked, so nice to see them both against each other in the game.
I also do want to talk a little bit about the mind game that we saw a little bit on Pro Draft that everyone didn't get to see, but the first pick Morgana coming out from the Sister Kissers, almost begging Aneon to either take the Caitlyn or let them have the Kate Morg, and now we see the Caitlyn Karma over on Aneon's side. So I do think that both teams were incredibly smart about their prioritization of the picks. I love the fact that Aneon was willing to take the Caitlyn without the Morgana, just on the back of its strength. So I think both teams here are willing to throw down and say, let's get it rolling.
Yeah, and I think really good draft from Sister Kissers, right? I mean, obviously their mid lane has a super deep champ pool. Pulling out the Zed here, so exciting to have Zed picked in, competitive. So much fun to watch, constant pop-off moments. And yeah, it's pretty clear what these teams want to do, right? They want to win bot lane. We've got Ashe Morgana versus Caitlyn Karma. It's two bot lanes that want to harass, they want to fight you, they want to push you in. So you should see some action down there. And to note, there's a Zac on Sister Kisser's side. Very active ganker with a bot lane that sets up incredibly well.
I get the joke. Sets up. Speaking of set, we have a set over on the side of Aneon Gaming. Definitely a pick that's going to be active, that's going to be looking for some nice action over on the Rift. But, you talked a little bit about the bot lane, which is super meta, but talk about Urgot into Sion. We can't discredit that those are two very popular picks right now.
Yeah, definitely. Sion's seen a lot of popularity, especially over in EU for a little while. But Urgot's always super good into tank top laners, right? He's super annoying, easy to get that execute off, things like that. And he's such a bully in team fights, right? The big question I have is, if it gets later in the game, how does Sister Kissers kill the Sion?
I don't think right now. I mean, yeah, you have an Ashe that can build a Mortal Reminder and Executioner, try and deal the Grievous wounds. But we've seen time and time again. We saw it in my match over on Abyssal that when tanks get overwhelmingly strong, we just saw it with the AED match, tanks are hard to kill. Even if you have a lot of damage, a 140 CS tank like a Sion, let's say, is going to be extremely hard to break through. And that's for any team, even if you draft for it. Tanks are tanks for a reason.
Well, right, but one good thing for Sister Kissers here is they kind of have the go button, right? They have the Zac. They have the Ashe ult, right? They have the Morgana binding. They have tons of ways of forcing action before Sion gets there, right? They have ways to getting onto this comp of Aneon and forcing fights on their turns, which, as we know, that's the meta right now, right? It's forcing these engagements around Dragon, stacking them up, having a bot lane that's able to push in. So I really love the comp from Sister Kissers.
Well, it's time to put your caster prediction on the Rift. Based on comp alone, who are you leaning towards to win the game?
Based on just, we haven't seen Sister Kissers yet, I have to go with Aneon. They stomped their other game in around 23 minutes and had about a 15k gold lead at about, I think it was what, 13 or 14 minutes? So I have to go there, but we haven't seen Sister Kissers yet, so I'm happy to be wrong. I do like their comp a lot. But real fast, before we do load in, sorry to cut you off, Pizza. We only got a little bit of time left. We want to thank our presenting sponsor, Everything LCS. It is an LCS podcast every Tuesday at 8:30 with myself and my co-host, Magi. If you're into LCS, North American League of Legends, check us out. It is on the same channel you're on now and also on Spotify under Everything LCS. And as we load into game, guys, we're going to throw it to a video real fast. When we come back, we will be in game with Sister Kissers versus Aneon. So stick around. Welcome back, everybody. We are in the game.
As a solo queue player, I feel like I could not say this until now. There were no toasters in the loading screen.
Yeah, we didn't even have time to hardly go through the video. I mean, we're just in the game.
It was very impressive. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, I didn't really get to place my caster prediction. I'm almost glad that I didn't, because I don't want to be wrong. I don't like being wrong. But I have to agree with you. Aneon's comp is just so good as we see some early aggression. Was that Snazzle on Morgana? Is that Snazzle?
No. No Snazzle here.
We saw the Morgana binding hit. A little bit of early aggression coming out from Aneon. We did see the ward getting to be placed on the red buff, so they know if the Zac is going to be starting on the bot side of the map. I'm looking forward to this. Two teams that are prospectively the top teams in Group B. Unbiasedly, biasedly, however you see it, these teams are projected to perform very well.
Yeah, I think when you look at solo queue stats and also teams that have scrimmed, a lot of people say it's pretty much Aneon Sister Kissers right now at the top clump. So a lot of people have said whoever wins this match is going to have a big lead going into the rest of the weeks. Now, we've not seen a lot of matchups, right? Obviously, you have Space Boys in this group who's 2-0, right? And looked pretty decent in their game. So it is hard to count them out also. But I think we're going to learn a lot from this game.
I mean, it does seem like a little bit of aggression is going to be coming out here from the bot lane of Aneon. A little bit of poke back as the binding's going to hit onto the Karma. We're potentially going to be seeing first blood for the Ashe Nightmare. The level 1 first blood onto the Ashe. Yeah. I mean, we're talking a little bit about the statistics of the players, but a nice capitalization and some good aggression from the Morgana utilizing the exhaust as well.
Yeah, you got to think about the fact that Ashe has that chase down. Morgana has that binding level 1, and that's a teleport Ashe too. That's teleport Ashe getting first blood. So super good for them, not having to invest anything except for the exhaust, getting the flash off the Karma, and now having the push in this lane, which is super important, right?
And what you would have seen as well is the heal could have came out for the aggressive chase. So that really does speak to the positioning to know that they wanted to go in to get the aggressive kill. And now push priority in the bot lane, going to be going over to Sister Kissers.
By the way, just so you know, Pizza, there is no heal in the bot lane.
If they'd been running heal.
If they had heal, set down here early.
A nice flash going to be pulling in. The Morgana potentially going to be going down here. The nice binding to hit. Pressure going to be picking up the kill onto Morgana. They didn't want to let the kill get away. A nice pickup for the set. Some nice aggression over from Aneon Esports.
Yeah, very much needed. They needed to respond to that. A lot of trading in top lane. There's Sion taking bad end of that trade, but they needed that. They needed Set to get bot lane and kind of reset that lane, right? And that kill gives Caitlyn back a little bit of space in this lane now.
And while we're in the manner of talking about lanes, I mean, I don't want to discredit the Orianna here on the side of Aneon. I do believe we saw a scrim in which the Orianna was carrying like 16 kills earlier on in the season in a scrim. So, you know, this is a champion that I'm looking forward to seeing how he's able to perform on.
Yeah, a lot of heavy pressure here from Aneon. You know, you meet gank spot, gets the scuttle, goes immediately mid for a gank, trying to pressure the Zed because Zed does kind of need pressure in this lane, right? If this lane goes even, and you know we're able to get Orianna
trading in the top lane, are we potentially going to be seeing first blood, or another kill going to be coming out, just barely getting away here in the top lane? Constant action all over the map. So I guess that leads me to ask you the question: what team favors the early game action?
Well, I think you have to point towards Sister Kissers, right? They have the Zac, the Zed, you know, things like that want to fight early. They want to scrap and get leads. You know, Zed wants to get out of the laning phase and be able to walk into a side lane with a lead where someone can't match him. And on the Aneon side, you know, you want to get items onto this Ori. You want Sion to, you know, get some of that armor to start stacking, things like that, you know? You want to have the 5v5 more so with them.
I definitely believe that the late game aspirations also lay in the Sion. You know, I don't know anyone who's going to be able to match him after he gets even 2 items in a side lane. You know, the Urgot can go up there, but Sion's going to be constantly drawing pressure from the mid to the late game.
I'm not sure this is a trade Sion wants. He's here.
A little bit of nice aggression, though. The mid laners trading, though, I'm enjoying the action. I enjoy when 2 mid laners aren't just playing passive. They're willing to throw out their abilities and really go for the poke as some more aggression down towards the bot lane going to be coming in. A nice root tether from the Karma going to be coming out. The W going to be picking up the Ashe here, almost taking down the Morgana, just barely getting away. More aggression down towards the bot lane.
Yeah, can we talk about the CS lead also? That Kate, who got first, who lost, you know, her support at level 1.
A little bit of aggression mid lane. Orianna is able to pick up the kill. The trade mid lane. Both Zed going to be burning the ignite and the flash going back in to pick up the kill. Sorry to interrupt your point.
No,
but
you're
nice
fine. We have, I mean, I'm not going to be able to make any points. It's constant fighting here, but early 3-2 lead for Aneon here. You know, the set is 2-0. Now, that's not exactly where you want all that gold on. Set, not a super carry anymore like he once was, you know. A couple of nerfs, a couple bats to the knees here, but regardless, an early gold lead, super good for Aneon, a team that, you know, wants to get to the team fighting stage.
You were talking about the CS lead in the bot lane. Do you want to reference back that point? You know, First Blood, it's still able to put up CS, but obviously the Ashe does seem to be closing the gap now because the Caitlyn was forced to go back after a very aggressive trade.
Yeah, exactly. And Ashe is opting into the coal, so she's opting into the fact she's going to want to farm up here now, right? She wants to stack that coal up, get things. Kate with the BF should give her an ability to trade a little bit more, but as we get closer to that 6, the good thing about a utility AD carry is she doesn't necessarily have to be dealing all the damage. She can set up her team to do so much with that Ashe ult.
Also, do you want to reference the fact that we are probably not going to be seeing a Mana Moon Ashe build? As we do see a little bit of aggression, the Set's going to be going in, getting a double pull. The Zac is going to be on the Karma, getting a nice mantra Q. Set still on the backline. Caitlyn not quite in the fight. Zac going to be flashing, pulling 2. Nightmare going to be taking down the Karma as the Morgana going to be coming in here. Maybe taking down the Set. The Ashe going to be taking down the Set as the mid laners trading now. Are we going to be seeing another kill going to be coming out? A lot of aggression. Shockwave going to be coming out. Orianna taking down the Zed as the Caitlyn looking down on the Zac. Orianna's not going to be roaming down. Want to break down that very intense back and forth action.
Yeah, it looked like AED a little bit on, you know, different pages there. The Set was very far forward, and it looks like they thought Orianna was going to be able to roam out of the lane, and they were going to be able to catch them down there in River, but Set's still level 4, so not insanely strong yet. And like we said, Ashe had the push in the bot lane, right? So Caitlyn's having to walk around her tower and down in, so Set was tanking a lot of damage before his team was able to really join and make something happen.
Any credit to the Zed, though, that was able to keep the Orianna out of the fight and trade a kill in the meantime, so that if the Orianna was there, that fight could have gone very, very badly as a nice arm mantra Q going to be stopping the Ashe back there. I think I was really well played by the mid laner from Sister Kissers.
Yeah, definitely it was. Obviously, though, now not in a great position. Almost on the way to arm guard for Orianna already. 2-1, has the lost chapter now. And Zed being behind in lane, I don't know if you play a lot of Zed, but let me tell you, when you're behind on Zed, it's not very fun.
I mean, I play Zed.
Well, everybody
0-12
plays
maybe.
Zed.
0-12 maybe, but I do play him. I know that the W does the shadow thing, right? As the dragon is going to be taken down on the side of Aneon Gaming. Nice aggression. This set, if I could say it, tents are like 75% off at Walmart right now, and that does seem to be that the bot lane from Aneon playing to their strong point. I mean, they are playing around the Caitlyn. You want to get the Caitlyn ahead, and they're doing it very brilliantly.
Yeah, and what's nice is, in top lane, Sion has a 15 CS lead with no pressure on his lane. Even despite that early pressure got put on him, he's been able to muster up a CS lead, which is super good for Aneon because they're not having to put resources there, right? Their Sion's naturally being able to create his own leads, and that's what you want, you know, anytime as a team. You want your solo lanes to be able to create their own leads.
As the Rift Herald going to be taken up on the top side, though, so a nice trade back from Sister Kissers. You're talking about the CS lead that the Scions need. The Orianna CS lead right now is also very well constructed, as it does seem potentially to be an aggressive gank onto the Scion. The flash going to be coming out from the Urgot, the ultimate's going to be coming out from the Zac. The Scion going to flash away, ult away.
Oh!
A mid lane solo kill. We were so focused on the top lane action that the mid laners duked it out. And Orianna coming out with the victory.
Like we said, when you get behind... Oh, flash ball on Ashe.
Set's going to be pulling the Ashe closer. The Caitlyn actually going to be able to pick away the kill onto Nightmare. Aneon Gaming doing a brilliant job here of just keeping pressure on the bot side of the map. But Sister Kissers able to pull a little bit back top side, helping the aid to the Urgot. But if you're Aneon, this is exactly what you want. Your Caitlyn's ahead, your Set is getting kills or assists, and your Orianna self-sufficiently is doing brilliant in the mid lane.
Right, you've essentially taken the Zed out of the game right now, right? Because he can't fight this Orianna anymore. I mean, look at him under tower right now. You know, he's losing plates to Orianna 1v1. This is a time where Zac has to find a way to get onto this Orianna and create some kind of lead for Zed. They need to get Zed out of this matchup as fast as possible. And for Aneon, this is perfect. You want to fight around dragons? You want a team fight? Well, now your Orianna's fed.
Well, you're going to be a very happy Vega right now because look at what the second dragon of the game is and what soul we're not going to be getting.
It's not a Cloud Soul! Back-to-back games, not Cloud Soul. I'm so happy.
Not a Cloud Soul. And also, I'm happy that it's not a Cloud Soul because that means that I'm not going to be tripped up on my win knowledge any more than I already was last time I casted with Vega. But some nice aggression actually coming out on the top side of the map. The Set and Sion going to be pushing the Zac out of lane. The bot laners going to be returning to their state of being in the bot lane. And the mid laners, Orianna doing a very good job flashing ahead. No! Is then going to be able to W dash away. Ultimate coming out from the Orianna, 600 gold on top of the 300 shutdown for the Zed. Misplay there to assume that maybe the Zed didn't have a W.
Yeah, a little bit weird to imagine there that he didn't have that. Maybe mistiming the cooldown, but we talked about Zed needed something to get back in the game, and that's it. That was a 600 gold shutdown, exactly what Zed needs. And let's not act like there's not 3 kills on an Ashe here. This Ashe is going to be strong. She's not behind in any way, right? So when they get into these team fights, they do have points of pressure. It's a 100 gold difference at 11 minutes, which might be our closest yet of the tournament.
And we also are looking at the plates on the map. 5 plates still up in the bot lane. I think 2.5 mid, but the Rift Herald's not on the map. 1 plate for Sister Kissers between the Urgot and the Sion. So the ability to, you know, get the gold on the first turret is really good. Double layering the Ashe and the Morgana binding onto the Caitlyn here. Caitlyn's going to be going down here. Zac going to also be coming in just to make sure that the kill is secured. A nice 2v2 kill there coming out from the bot lane of Sister Kissers.
Yeah, that's what the Ashe Morgana can do. There's so much CC, and Clin's down for Caitlyn from an earlier trade. But that's the danger, right? Even after the solo kills, Orianna is still just pressuring the Zed under tower so much.
We also see the gold lead is 100. Once again, it's actually going to end up being 300 because of the plate getting taken.
Oh, TP bot lane.
going to be coming in as the set going to be coming in here. The ult going to be expended from the Scion, utilizing the Black Shield. The Black Shield still not going to be popped yet as the Zack's going to be coming in for the counter gank. No ult from the Ashe though, so it does seem like this is just a trade of flexing on each other there in the bot lane. Again, both teams being so proactive, so smart in their rotations around the map, as blue team's going to be taking first turn of the game.
Yep, and that's the punishment. You know, when you make a TP like that,
I'm going to be flashing forward. We're not going to be getting the kills. Are we going to see the trade yet? No.
Okay, these mid laners are trolling. They're just trading back and forth, flashing onto each other. Oh, a little bit of a dive.
We're seeing the dive going to be coming forward. The immediate ult from the set there, and a haymaker going to be getting another kill for the set, just barely out of tower range. Karma going to be transitioning the tower aggression. You wanted an action-packed game. You wanted these two teams with the prospect of how good they can be to come out and say, I want to fight. And that's exactly what these two teams are doing, as the Zack going to be going aggressive here.
Oh, the splitting was so good from Karma there. Didn't let Zack get that Q. By positioning away from him, he wasn't able to auto and get it. I don't know that they...
Urgot is there. Is that going to go down? Karma's going to end up getting the last hit. Urgot's going to be going aggressive here. The Clean's going to be coming out from Caitlyn. Not enough here. And the ult's going to hit on the Urgot. Set's going to be going down here. The actual going to be following up here. Karma's going to be going down as well. Beautiful fight here coming out from the Sister Kissers. And the Dragon is going to be going over to the side of Sister Kissers.
This game is insane. It is literally 300 gold right now between them. 9-9. It's going to be 1 dragon to 1 dragon.
You wanted Goliath versus Goliath on the Rift, even as the tower's going to be traded on the top side by the Scion. These two teams are giving a spectacular performance on the Rift right now.
Yeah, punch for punch. We talked about how, you know, it was really Space Boys and these two teams at the top, right? And this is delivering. Another tower going down there is going to give Aneon a slight lead. A lot of local gold there for the Scion too. Already has the Sunfire. He's starting to get to that point where he's going to be very tough to kill.
You made reference to it in draft, but Scion is going to be a very tough to kill champion. And I think it is one of the points in which Aneon has their strength in team fighting, is the fact that this is the truest of true tanks.
Well, right, and the point is they don't have any consistent AP damage, you know, to force the Scion to adapt his build, right? Zack and Morgana really don't have the gold, and their build paths really don't put them in a place where they can realistically fight around this. There's a little bit of scrap here, and Ashe had TP'd to the bot side of the map.
So this potentially going to be a force. The Urgot actually going to have to be forced to flash away here. The Caitlyn ult going to be coming out. Zack's going to block it, but this does open up the Rift Herald to be taken by Aneon. And I think one of the things we have to credit Aneon for is that their rotations for objectives have been so good this game. They were there for the first dragon. They were there for the Rift Herald. They are just playing the map so beautifully.
Some people might even say they're a well-coached team. And I don't know, but...
I mean, some people would say the AED is a very well-coached team. Just saying, while we're flexing, who are the amazing coaches here? I would say, though, that Aneon's certainly living up to the coaching that they are getting. Putting their...
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I would say putting their practicality into work is what I would say they're doing.
Yeah, they play super smart here. Immediately going mid to get the Rift, to crack this mid turret, which is so good, right? It opens up so many rotations for them. You're able to do so much more once that mid turret is gone, and that gives them a 2-1 turret lead currently.
Aside from what the Ashe did by TPing down to the bot lane, one thing both teams are doing very, very well is when they're timing their... Oh, I have to interrupt my point really quick, as the Zack going to be going in aggressive here, flashing on top of the backline. The Ashe going to be hitting the Karma. The Haymaker is going to be coming out. Zed going to be taking down the set on the backline. Zack's still alive. Morgana going to be picking up the Karma here, as the Zed going to be ulting on top of the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn's going to be going down here. Orianna not going to be able to pick up much of anything. Another good back and forth fight for the Sister Kissers. Urgot's going to continue to chase. The flash going to be coming out. The Urgot on the proper side. The second blast zone going to be putting back. A 4-man shockwave from the Orianna, playing absolutely beautifully. Zed potentially going to be going down here. Still alive. The Orianna under turret.
Oh my god, you are kidding me.
Still here. Sion's going to be able to take down the Zed. The flash going to be going good. Orianna taking down the Ashe from the backline. Morgana's still there with no health. Oh my gosh, can we say highlight reel moment?
Oh my god, I cannot believe that.
Do you want to break that down, or can I just continue hype screaming?
You just hype scream forever, because none of that made any sense.
This Orianna just did one of the cleanest plays I've ever seen. From the 4-man shockwave to buying the time for the Scion to come back into the fight. That was so well played. I have to say that potentially we have an LCS transfer right here.
Speaking of, do we have an update on what happened in the AED game yet?
AED was able to take down Velocity for a 2-0, mostly through the Lucian Braum in the bot lane versus the Luxona. A nice, I think,
Nice.
5,000 gold lead between the champions.
Nice, nice, nice. Back here, okay, Pete, so let's talk about next things. We got 1 minute and 20 seconds realistically on this dragon. You definitely don't want Ashe in the bot lane.
My mouth is gaped right now because that was such a beautiful combo.
I don't think Urgot wants this. The Scion is very strong.
What's going to be coming in? The Sunfire Cape's going to be coming in. The Q's going to be able to take him down. The chase. A solo kill between. Nope, the shield's actually going to be coming through here. Sion's going to continue to chase. Solo kill, and the turret going to be going down here. This is what you were talking about. The Scion is at the level where who's going to contest him?
Also, this is the difference between having teleport on your mid lane or not. Perfectly used 1-3-1 here from Aneon. You know, they plant the 3 mid, they let the set kind of roam down between to make sure. But if Zed goes bot, he doesn't have teleport, right? It's not easy to make these plays. Oh, Zach wants this wave, but Sion saying, no, this is going to
I do want to say, I'm so thankful that I'm just the man who gets to scream and lose my voice, and you're like the knowledge thesaurus of League right now, because you have predicted between the Sion being too tanky to the teleport on the mid laners and the aggressive pushing on the Aura, you have done such a good job at predicting the win conditions of how both teams are playing. And I think this game is delivering everything we want.
Yeah, it's still a super close game. Like, this Ashe is still very strong. There's 4 kills on the Zed. The Urgot not able to 1v1 the Sion anymore, but he doesn't have to, right? He needs to just clear and be safe and show up in these team fights. Really good vision control from Aneon here, so it's not really possible for Sister Kissers to go for the contest on this.
Now, I'm just saying, if you were able to sit with Sister Kissers right now, what would you be telling them about the way back into this game? I know obviously you can't, but
well, obviously,
what would you be saying?
You had to start controlling vision, right? Your comp is Ashe, Morgana, Zac, Zed. You know, you have to find a way to get picks. A little bit of an attempt here with Ashe coming top. Oh my gosh, is Zac gonna get solo killed?
Passive going to get popped. No one is there to save the Zac right now. This Orianna has been performing beautifully. The TP is actually going to be coming in here. The Zac's actually going to get away potentially. The Orianna go choose not to chase. The Ashe utilizing the TP very well. The pressure from the set. Get it? Pressure. Going to be able to take down the kill. Is the Zed going to be picking up the other side? Is the Orianna picking up the Ashe on the back line?
What just happened?
What happened is this Orianna's pretty big. Ion's still here.
The new blast cold.
They are going to be getting aggressive.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's dead. Aneon here showing up. Karma actually
going to take down power shots. That's a report Karma right there. Yeah, this Orianna. Oh my god. I think it's safe to say Aneon's probably not going to be getting Orianna anymore.
We did make reference to the very strong Orianna from earlier on in scrims, and Orianna showing up very, very well on the day. I don't know if I would giving Orianna over, and I'm on one of the teams in Group B, so I'm not necessarily sure this player will be getting Ori when I'm making the call.
One important thing to point out here too is that look at Sion's items now. There's virtually no way that Ashe, Zed, or Urgot are realistically killing the Sion fast in the game, and this is the point you didn't want to get to as Sister Kissers, right? You didn't want to reach a point where Sion had all these armor items now because you don't have a threat, and also a Medjai's for the Orianna.
Is this the part where you fault Sister Kissers draft for the fact that they don't have a consistent AP champion like the Vel'Koz, like an Azir that just is able to put out damage to get through these tanks? Is that kind of the fault here in the draft?
No, well, sort of. You opt into a playstyle, right? And if their playstyle is to have like a winning aggressive mid laner, that's, you know, the danger. You pick because you hope you win the early game, and if you pop off, it looks great. But this is what happens when it falls behind, right? Is that it's not as effective against tanks, and the Orianna's strong enough now that Zed can't realistically fight the Orianna anymore. Caitlyn also is doing an incredible job of never putting herself in positions where the Zed can find her, right? Very good at playing back, catching waves, playing safe, and the vision from Aneon makes it to where Zed's not able to really sneak into areas. So I think it's just, when you pick a comp like that, you have to play it extremely correctly, right? Like if the Zed doesn't get off the ground, it's so much harder to play out.
Oh beautiful damage going to be coming out here. Urgot is going to be getting burned down here. The flash is going to be coming out. You talked about the fact that we have two very meta bot laners here. But for Aneon, I have to give so much credit to the set and the Orianna for coming out and just creating so much pressure. The set really doing a good job on the bot lane. Here's the first test to see if they can kill the Sion. Sion gonna be walking away with over half of his health.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, bye. But that's two of the champions on your team that are dealing AP damage, right?
Also, look at where the rest of Aneon is. There in the Baron pit. Orion is not there. The rest of Sister Kissers is not there.
It's an opportunity for Zed.
Here. Oh my God, Karma gonna get blown up here, but Aneon's still in the pit. 6,500. This is a very dangerous play here. Zed gonna be able to get burned down a little bit, but Zed doesn't have a lot of health here. He has to leave the pit.
Oh no,
but there it is.
Bear's still hitting.
What is this the play that Sister Kissers needed? Yes, Ion's tanky, but Carry,
he's not there. He's not there. Yes, Zion's not there. And you question what that play was. Were they tanky enough to realistically do that? Doesn't look like it. You always have to know where Zed is. That's the thing about playing as Zed, is you always have to know where he is. It looked like they just weren't really ready. Maybe overestimated how much they could shield from the damage on the Baron. Got a little bit too low. And if you get under half against Zed, you're in danger of getting blown up.
And also so much credit to Zed for understanding that if he burned down the person with the shield, there'd be no more shields in the pit. So a really good job, burning through the Karma quite quickly. Obviously utilizing the power of his full combo. So again, very well played on the side of the mid laner from Sister Kissers, and the gold lead is literally 1,900.
Here's the issue though. How do you 5v5 with this Orianna? You have to get a pick, right? You have to somehow get Zed to pop Orianna, right? Because any other fight, if Orianna's able to just sit and ball the Sion or ball set in these fights, it's completely free, right?
But then the question becomes, if Orianna's out of the fight, are they able to still win it with Sion then?
Yeah, and I think so, actually. I actually think that that's definitely possible. TP is coming in here. They are going to fight
here
over
we
this
go.
dragon.
Sion's on the backline. Zac is in the backline here, ulting on top. The beautiful pull back on the Zac here. Caitlyn's doing a really good job staying on the backline. The Ashe ult going to be coming out here. The Zed ult going to be coming down as well. Not able to land the full combo. The Death Mark's going to be coming out. Oh, Shockwave. The Ashe putting out a lot of damage, but there's the Sion. Just so tanky. The Death Mark wasn't able to pick off the Karma on the backline. A beautiful flash to W attempt by the Orianna. Still going to be able to chase them down, though. And the Sion's there as well. Zed going to get blown up. Where did he go? The Ashe going to attempt to break down. The Orianna's actually going to go down here. That's a lot of shutdown gold. 1,000 gold onto the Ashe.
It is. But it is going to push them to Soul Point now. Double Infernal onto this team. Orianna ends up somehow at the end of the fight higher stacks than began. Not really sure how that happened. I'm pretty sure it was 10 before. But yeah, I mean, that was good for Sister Kissers. They do lose the dragon, but they pick up a ton of shutdown gold. And now this Zed is getting ready to be on 3 items, right? Your Ashe is almost on IE. You're almost at so many of these breakpoints. But like we talked about before, this Sion is so tanky. He hasn't even died yet in this game. And he's also building up an EXP lead. He's 3 levels over the Urgot.
We're talking about how tanky he is, and just so you know how tanky he is, notice how every time we talk about tankiness, we say so tanky, because he's that tanky that we have to emphasize the inflection of our voices. But I do want to say that on the side of the Ashe, on the side of the Zed, a 1,900 gold deficit is only about 2,700. So, getting the shutdowns in a 4-for-1, they managed to still keep the gold lead relatively close.
Yeah, actually, there's still very much in this game, right? If there's a misstep by Aneon here with the Ashe Morgana, the Zed, stuff like that, they can very quickly turn this around. One pick that's not Sion, and this game changes. This Urgot really wants his pink, but Karma being very annoying.
Oh, here we go. A little bit of aggression actually going to be coming out from the Sion. The Caitlyn ult going to be following a nice Q. A good Black Shield's going to be coming out here. I think the aggression's probably going to be stopping here. The set going to be blast planted back on the other side. No, thank you, sir. But it does seem like Aneon potentially turning their attention to the Baron. Orianna and Ashe, both on the bot side of the map here. So, you have a TP on one and a TP on the other. So, I don't know if I can necessarily discredit the Ashe for being down here, because he can get to the Baron pit.
Yeah, you only worry, though, is like Ashe is so poppable, right? Like, you definitely, as Orianna, are like an AD carry in bot lane. I love this. I can one-shot this. I'm 4 levels over this Ashe. 4 level difference,
yep. 4 level difference right now. But you're also looking like the turrets here are relatively close. 4-to-1, still got,
pretty close.
The side lane turrets. I'm saying in terms of the fact that there's still a lot of room which has to be done when the Baron is not being taken.
Right, and also there's gold on the map for Sister Kissers, right? Like if they get a pick and pick up 1 or 2 towers, they're like even in gold.
Well, it does seem like it's the moment of truth here. Aneon back on the Baron. The Karma going to be doing a really good job of keeping everyone afloat. The Zed's still in range, but I don't think they know.
No, it does seem excellent vision control from Aneon here. They have complete vision around the pit, except for that little top where Zed stuck and do lat time. But they see him on the minions. They know he's there. They're going to go for a play on the Ori instead.
Asho going to be coming out here. It does seem like the Morgana's going to be coming out here. Shockwave's actually going to miss, buying a lot of time here with the Zanyas. And Aneon gets the Baron.
Yeah, they don't care about that. They don't care because Orianna's going to have TP when she spawns back anyways. Obviously, you'd like for her to live, but if she pulls 4 people bot lane, oh no, Zed. You can't.
Oh, Zed is very out of position. Able to get the ult off after the kick goal hit.
Nice pop.
Immediately. Able to buy a lot of time here. This mid laner performing extremely well, and now you're beginning to see it. Every kill
style plays.
Every kill that this Zed gets is another kill that allows him to potentially get on top of the carry. You said, what happens if the Orianna dies? Sister Kissers have pressure mid because the Karma was able to go down. The Orianna's already dead. Sister Kissers with control of the rifts right now, but obviously Aneon's about to be back on the rift with the Baron.
Right, but I think they get the bot turn there, they get to mid turn. It's only a 700 gold difference now. Now the most important thing is, in 1 minute and 15 seconds, the Dragon Soul is spawning. Infernal Soul on a team with Orianna, Caitlyn, Sion, Set, Karma, all champions that proc it pretty easily. Is that pretty low right here?
Is this exactly what you were expecting from these two squads?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is this the game you were
insane game? Yeah, absolutely insane game. This is definitely the best game we've had so far in this tournament. It's 2 heavyweights, going back and forth against each other constantly. Absolute insane game.
And I think that these are 2 teams that you have to watch because, yeah, they're showing one play style. Aneon really showing that good, aggressive team fighting style around the Orianna. You're seeing the aggressive mid style coming out here from Sister Kissers. And this is a game where the mid laner was getting pretty aggressively bullied. I want to see the difference in Sister Kissers style when the mid laner has control. And it's not, being pushed in early. So there's a lot left to see from these teams, especially as the Invitational progresses forward.
Right, and you can kind of tell from the bans. I think Sister Kissers has the style. The Talon, the Yasuo were banned out this game. So
and the Aurelia as well.
Yeah, and the Aurelia. So you're checking the box off of melee AD mid laners that could get played. We're going to see a fight here. Sister Kissers has to fight over this dragon.
I mean, currently not in the position to properly contest. I mean, the Zac has to go in. Here we go. We do see the Edge of Night here on the Zed. The set is committed right now. The binding going to be missing. Going to be going in. Sion's going to be going head first. The Urgot's on the backline. Blue team stole the dragon. And the Ashe are going to be whipping. But the drag going down. Sister Kissers just prolonging the soul 5 more minutes. The beautiful shot is going to be coming through. The Zed is actually going to be able to not get the quick kill. The Morgana's going to pick it up. Orianna going to be picking up a kill on top of the Zed. Zac going to be going down as well. But the objective got taken.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they stole the dragon. I mean, that's the whole point of it. I mean, yeah, they're chasing off these kills in the fight, but unless they get an objective back, that is so huge for Sister Kissers. Now, there is time to push. The Baron is still active. Sion is doing a really good job denying backs here. This tower and bot is super low, so it should go down here, but see, Aneon channeling some recalls.
You do also have to give so much credit here to Sister Kissers for knowing that they could not forego that objective. They had to fight. They got the steal and took away the Infernal Soul from the Orianna. So the condition to scale up, the Ashe team fighting is so strong. The Zed's still able to pop the squishies on the backline. Definitely a beautifully played fight there from Sister Kissers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is exactly what we hoped it would be in a game. The gold lead now is almost becoming irrelevant, right? Because we're reaching the 3 and 4 item mark on a lot of these, champions. Zed now coming up on 4. The Orianna now has the Void Staff finished. That's going to allow her to pop this Urgot, pop this Zac all the more. But one thing that's important is she's reaching the ceiling, right? There's no more items to buy now for Orianna. She's not going to get any stronger except for the Magi stacks at this point. So Sister Kissers can just hold on a little bit longer, not give up any huge objectives. They're going to start catching up, in items and things. Look at the damage. Just a little bit of harass there.
Well, that was the point I was about to make, was that this Orianna's full build, and I don't think she's trading in the boots. It's not like an AD carry. You don't trade in the boots here. Talk to me, though, about the build on the Caitlyn here. You see the Caulfields, you see the BF sword. Where's the Caitlyn going with the build here?
This is according to, you know, if you watch LCS and you watch Freak's review of it, this is the build on Caitlyn. You're not supposed to buy Zeal items on Caitlyn anymore. You're supposed to go to the triple BF sword build, the Essence Reaver, the IE, and Storm Razors, because it gives insane headshot damage and allows her to chase down. It also mitigates. A lot of times on Caitlyn, there was an issue with her, you know, mid game where she has a little bit of a dip before she gets to those big items. This kind of mitigates that, right? And a couple patches ago, there was an attack speed buff per level to Caitlyn, to where now she doesn't really need that bonus attack speed from Zeal. She naturally still, you could see in mid lane, just with Zerker, she's still attacking fast. Something I want to point out real fast to you, though, before we go any further, is Urgot is still level 14. That's the same level as Caitlyn.
I mean, I just want to see how the Scion's going to get dealt with here. I guess this is their first attempt. The Ashe actually putting out some nice damage here, but the Scion so aggressively tanky, but going to be getting burnt down to half. Is this where the Scion says, Warmog's not a bad item here? Is that potentially where we're seeing here, so that the Scion doesn't have to back every time he gets half chunked?
I would think so. I think Warmog seems like a natural choice here, but, you know, we'll see what he goes. He has about enough armor to where you saw how long Ashe is just sitting with the stacked Q, hitting, and he's still able to ult out, right? He still has his flash. Whoa,
Zed
the
getting
one shot.
Pop right
That's
around Baron's spawn.
That's Baron,
10
right?
seconds to go. I would say so. I have to say, though, more credit to anything rather than the team fights. The vision control from Aneon this game, from 15 minutes forward, has been phenomenal. They have made this map dark as can possibly be. But we are seeing potentially no steal going to be coming out here. Scion just... Do we even call this a gatekeeper here? This is like this is the universe builder. A double ultimate going to be coming out here. A nice pull going to be coming back in here. A little bit of miscoordination here as the Ashe ult going to be hitting the Orion on the backline. Zach does seem to be able to get away here. A little bit of chase down, I think, from the Shirelias is going to be coming out here. No, there's no Shirelias on the map. A little locket, though, as the Ashe is going to be coming out. Dead to the Oriana. Baron, this might be the game here.
Yeah, it could be. One big thing to note here is that kind of a mistake from Sister Kissers. They didn't contest the Baron, but they kind of hung around in the area to where Scion could ult. Maybe not expecting that ult to be back up so fast since he used it bot lane, but he's level 17, you know, he's got max rank ult. It comes up extremely fast. That's a double inhibitor mistake there.
At Aneon Gaming choosing, I think, to play it a little bit safer because you know what's on the map in 15 seconds? The final piece of their puzzle. I don't think they're waiting for the Elder Dragon. I think this is the puzzle piece that solidifies the match, because Infernal Soul, the pure poke, there's not enough sustain on the side of Sister Kissers to get through this.
Yeah, exactly. And one problem we saw around the Baron, when Zed's the one who gets picked. Hold on, a little bit of a fight.
Are we going to see the attempt for the steal going to be coming out here? No. Nice timing with the W smite to get the dragon. Soul is down. Make your point.
Yeah, okay, so when Zed gets picked, right, you got to think of like Zach. It's like the fun dad who buys the bouncy castle for the party, you know? And Zed is that like cracked up on candy kid who gets in it and just messes everything up for everybody, right? Well, we had the bouncy house, we had Zach, but there's no kid in it, right? So they can't go in at the Baron and contest, which makes you think somewhere in their comms, someone had to say, we can't contest this Baron, we need to push waves and not just hang around in mid to get engaged on, because you look how quickly at this point in the game, one mistake like that can turn a game, right? It's immediately 2 inhibitors in the soul.
Oh, is that potentially going to be getting picked off here just to burn the Edge of Night? Set, though, looking to chase potentially, not really. And I also do love the build here, the locket from the set. It's a really good item. The redemption's going to be coming out from the Karma. I do want to make the point, though, that Sister Kisser's compositions, for anyone who's drafting, you need to know how to execute your fight, right? And you have the Ashe ult and the bouncy castle, like you said, and the Urgot E, which is very disruptive. So there have been multiple times throughout this game where you've seen the ultimates or the abilities clash, and a very critical target was able to slip through the fingers of Sister Kissers, and we saw it right there as they were trying to kite back out of the Baron fight.
Right, and oh, a little bit of fight.
Oh, we see a little bit of aggression here. The Urgot potentially going to be instant bursted down here on the backline. Pressure going to be taking down Kaori as the Zac going to be flashing here. A nice pullback. Caitlyn dead on the backline, but guess who's alive? It's the Oriana still alive. Zed got trapped. A nice flash going to be coming forward here. A beautiful black shield. A nice Morgana binding actually going to be in here. He isn't going to die. The Morgana's going to stay alive here, even though the Caitlyn got taken down. Well played by the Zed. This He is
Oh my
dancing
goodness.
16 basic tower shots almost. This game is over. Aneon Gaming in a slugfest of a match takes the win over Sister Kissers, and I think this is probably the team to watch for the rest of the Invitational.
Yeah, this game lived up to the hype. It was an absolute banger all the way through. Either team could have won. Great game to both teams. Looking forward to seeing them play out. And congratulations on Aneon on the 2-0 start. Sister Kissers does have a game tomorrow. They're just 0-1 right now, so yeah.
Are we able to get potentially an interview with one of the members, potentially the Scion from Aneon, just to know how it feels to just never die?
Yeah, let me see if we can get that.
I think it'd be absolutely awesome, especially after a game like this where I feel like both teams didn't just show their resiliency, but they showed their
Fire.
intelligence on the Rift.
I'm going to shoot you an invite, Fire. Hold on. Wherever you are here. There you are.
Hello.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen,
God.
We're here with the top laner for Aneon Esports after a slugfest of a game. Talk me through before anything. How are you and the team feeling?
We're feeling pretty great. I think we were maybe a little too cocky going in, and we kind of got woke up halfway through. At least I was feeling that way. We felt like we were playing a little sloppy, but by the end we like brought it back and we rallied. And when we got to like 5v5s, it was just over.
I mean, I want to talk, and then I know Vega probably has 100,000 things he's gonna want to mention. I'll ask two questions first. I'll start with the Scion. How does it feel to just never die ever and be the bane of every League player's existence? Putting it nicely.
Honestly, it was just hilarious. The whole game. Like when they locked in the Zed, I think was their last pick, and we saw that they had 0 AP. Like no, it was the Zac last pick. We saw that their team was full AD. And so, my whole team was just yelling at me to lock the Scion. And I just had to get through lane. I got one item and I just was never in fear of dying. It was just really fun to just run around. I could tell in fights, I would always try and get onto the Ashe with my ult or whatever. And, like full combo or whatever to try and slow them down. And their whole team was just trying to get away from me and just like ignore me because they knew they couldn't kill me. And it was like a little frustrating, but I knew it was like 10 times worse for them that they had this huge meatball that was just preventing them from playing the game.
And then my last question before Vega fires his line of questioning is, it seems like you guys are a team with a really good coach. Is that true?
I'd say it's more of a team effort, really. The coaching wasn't super relevant. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my
Vega's
God.
great.
That is true.
Vega's
He
great.
is right. He is right, actually. They're actually just
Vega's really brought us together. We worked out the comps, like the different drafts that we've done. It's all been Vega. He's kind of recognized the strengths and weaknesses of our team and played around them. It's been really great.
Oh my
really
God.
Good job, Vega. Do you have any line of questioning over here?
Yeah, I just want to know, like, what were the comms like when Orianna started getting the solo kills mid? Were you guys like super hypey, or were you just like business as usual? Quaker just does this on Orianna.
I'd say it's closer to the second one. We were all just kind of, I think top lane was more of an island. Like it was just 2 tanks, nothing really happened. And then bot lane was just like constant fighting. Even like from level 1, like there was like constant back and forth fighting, like no team was getting ahead. And then while all that was happening, Quaker was just silently solo killing Zed over and over again, as per usual. Like whenever I solo or duo queue with him, he always does this. He'll just get a kill and I'll look over and he'll just be like on 1 HP. He's just like whatever. Or he has like some crazy flash outplay and he'll kill the Sylas. He's like Pink Ward level where he just doesn't say anything, but he's just like completely outplayed his laner.
Last thing, I guess, adding one more point. I mean, you guys tonight sent a statement to every team in Group B, and I even think a few teams in Group A that might have to contest with you in post round robin. What's the message you guys think you're sending with a match like this?
I'm not sure how to answer that really.
Insert
be
cocky comment
do it,
here.
be cocky. Just do it. You want to. You want to.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we played a couple of scrims with teams from our group, but they were a little too easy, so we had to reach for the other group. But even then, like they're kind of slacking. I know some teams they were just too scared to even play us. We had some hard time finding scrim partners just because nobody wanted to be so demoralized,
I love it.
Vega, any last words to say to Aneon and Sister Kissers and every team watching the stream thinking this team has got to go down?
Yeah, I just have two things real fast. One, I want to give a lot of props to the set in this game. I know this is what it's going to do to his ego, but like seriously, the bot lane really was tilting back towards the Ashe, and that early gank really was like a reset button on the game. And him like continually putting pressure on this bot lane to make sure that like I know Sion's going to be unkillable. I know Orianna's going to be able to like win mid. It like super good performance for the set this game. And just to close it out, yeah, this lived up to the hype, right? We said this could be the best two teams in Group B, and there was a point where it was 52k to 51k in the game. You know, at about 20-something minutes, we were almost dead even in gold. So I'm just super glad we got to watch it. And congrats, Aneon, 2-0 start, looking great. Anything you want to say, Fire, before we cut off?
I just had a lot of fun. Thank you for inviting me to this tournament. I hope the rest of the games are this hype. You guys are doing a great job.
Fun. Can I say cheesy fun? AED Invitational. This is the invitation for teams to step up and put up their best fight here. That was a bad joke, but those are what I'm known for.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you, Vega, for having me on the stream.
We had to go out on that. Okay. All right. Just kidding. Thanks everybody for watching. Also, thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks to both of the teams. A great game. I'm on record now saying that's got to be the best game of the tournament so far. Really back and forth. Good job, everybody. Thanks for watching, guys. We may be back tomorrow with another cast, depending on when the Sister Kissers game is. But check the announcement chats. We'll let you know. And with that, gentlemen, let's close it out.